Okay, great. So now, how can we break up the second part, like we mentioned in the beginning? Alright, so using the logic from the previous, from part 1, we can actually rewrite dou over dou r sub d, r sub w, r d, dou r sub d, dou p. So we can actually rewrite this as 1 over, we can just take out the rw because r sub w because it's a constant, and we have a dou rd over here, and we can just rewrite this thing back. So you can actually rewrite this again, as I mentioned, using the logic from part capital I. But why? Why is this allowed? Why can we do this? So typically you will have seen something like this. Dou of A times some f of x over dou x will result in A times that dou of fx over x over dou x, where A is some constant. So now what's happening here is that we have some kind of function of x in the top part of the derivative, and we have some constant multiplied by the parameter of interest over here. So based on the logic, we have shown that this is equal to 1 over a dou f of x over dou x. But why is this true? Alright, so I want to actually spend the time to show you why it's true, because this will be used in the subsequent derivation, and also because it seems like an intuitive fact, but you are just not quite certain whether or not this is possible. So now for this proof part, I will be using lime. Okay, say you defined some variable u as being equal to ax, with a being some constant. And say that you wanted to find what this was. Dou of fx over dou of ax. Well, this is just the same as dou of fx over dou u, and you can rewrite this as follows using the chain rule. Dou of fx over dou x multiplied by dou x over dou u. Okay? So now, what is dou x over dou u? Well, we know that u is equal to a x, which would imply that dou u is equal to a dou x. So dou x over dou u is equal to 1 over a. So based on this logic, we can rewrite dou of fx over dou of ax as dou of fx over dou x multiplied by dou x over dou u, which we have shown is 1 over a. And that's the proof. QED. Okay? Alright. So now back to the derivation at hand. So we can rewrite. We'll go back to derivation at hand here. Let me see if I can pick this color. Oh, can't seem to change my color for some reason. Okay, I can. Okay, so going back to part 2, what we have is 1 over r sub d, r sub w, dou over dou r sub d, r sub w, and we've shown this to just be r sub d, dou p over dou r sub d. Okay, and using this above fact, you can actually just take out this 1 over r sub w and bring it over here. So this is what we'll end up with: 1 over r sub d, r sub w squared, dou over dou r d r sub d over dou p over dou r sub d. Okay, and that's it for the right hand side, for the left hand side. Therefore, left hand side is equal to 1 over r sub d r sub w squared dou over dou r sub d, open brackets, r sub d multiplied by dou p over dou r sub d.